and this is his first solo piece that is not improv comedy. So give him a warm welcome. Everyone, welcome to the stage, Jeff Uchida.
Thank you, I'm done. Now I'll get started. So nicknames. Nicknames are weird. They're a way to get to know somebody without actually knowing them. You know what I mean? It's like a label or a snapshot of someone based on their accomplishments, their highs, their lows. And when you're famous enough, it becomes your branding or a label that they give you. You know, for instance, we got Michael Jackson, who's the king of pop. We have Muhammad Ali, the people's champion. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Or the Governator, if you're so politically inclined. And sometimes nicknames are given to you the moment you are born. And this is where my story begins. You see, I was born 2 months premature. I was born exceptionally small. Like I'm talking 3 pounds small. One baby can fit in the palm of my dad's hand. Baby A and baby B. Oh, right, we, as in me and my brother, we're twins. Surprise! Yeah, it came as a surprise to my parents too. My dad especially, on account of having 2 daughters before me and my brother. You know, so why break the streak, right? 3 daughters, all right. Oh no, my dad was really excited to have a son. I'm sorry, sons. I mean, 2 sons for the price of 1. So, he got a good deal out of it. But, you know who was more excited than my dad? It was my grandpa. I mean, having a grandson. Grandsons. I mean, it is the grandfather's duty. Nay, it is his mission to hand down years and years of knowledge to the grandkids, and especially to the grandsons, because he wants to make sure that the grandsons become men, to live a good life and be good men. Oh, my grandpa, I mean, it was like love at first sight when he saw me and my brother. I mean, I could just kind of imagine him kind of like seeing us and be like, Chibichan! For those of you that don't speak Japanese, Chibichan is Japanese for small and cute, and considering the circumstances, it made a lot of sense. Now, my grandpa, though, I mean, he loved us, he adored us. And whenever he would come by the house to either help babysit or take care of the gardening, he'd always make sure to invite me and my brother along for the ride. You know? It'd be like in his corner of the world, he'd look over at us and he'd say, Oi, oi, Chibichan, kochikite, come over here. And me and my brother, we'd waddle on over in our matching off-brand Mickey Mouse shirts. And we'd walk into his world. And my grandpa was so excited to share that part of his life with us, you know. And it didn't matter what it was an adventure to him. Whether it was a nest of sparrow eggs that he found underneath some shrubbery, or the perfect triangular rock, or a sun-baked half a lizard just sitting there in the middle of the sidewalk. It didn't matter to him what it was. What mattered to him was that me and my brother were along for the ride. His little munchkins, his little cherubs, his Chibichan. And we were his Chibichan for life. Like, for life. You know, I'm talking about at 8, we were Chibichans. At 12, we were Chibichan. At 16, we were Chibichan when we're driving. And at 21, when we are legally allowed to drink and gamble, we were still his Chibichan. You know, my grandpa, though, he had a nickname too. You know, me and my brother weren't the only ones with nicknames. He had a nickname. My grandfather, his name is Zenichiro Uchida, but to his people, he was known as the father of refugee immigrants. That's a hell of a nickname, if you ask me. But he earned it, though. Nay, it was bestowed upon him. You see, after World War II, yeah, that World War, he made it his mission to bring as many people from his home of Kagoshima, Japan, to California, to America, the land of opportunity, to create new beginnings. And over the course of a few decades, he was able to bring over 300 people to California, start new lives, build businesses from the ground up, to have a new beginning in the land of opportunity. I mean, these people in his community saw him as a god, a literal god, because without him, life would be so much different. I mean, there are literally generations, myself included, who would not be in the position that we are without the sacrifices that my grandpa made. I mean, the father of refugee immigrants. And I'm in no way comparing myself to my grandpa, because that would be insane. I'd go crazy. I'm just saying that maybe he could have tried some other nicknames with me instead of settling on Chibichan. You know, just saying, because, you know, growing up, I heard other nicknames too thrown around. You know, I heard kids in my school who would be called Champ, Sport, Tiger. I mean, to me, that sounds like names for athletes. Kids who excel at sports, you know? These kids were faster, stronger, quicker than your average child. A product of champions. Born to be Olympians and all-stars. And not me, though. No, I was just Chibichan, you know, small and cute. Yeah. But then I realized, you know, nicknames can have a certain set of expectations, too. You know, maybe I should consider myself lucky, because having a nickname like Einstein, for instance, boy, that kid is the smart one. He's an Einstein, I can tell. He's taking ACTs, SATs, and he's going to be going to a lot of colleges. Which one is he applying to? All of them. Oh, yeah. Not me, though. No, I didn't care for the sciences or the math. I just kind of wanted to keep my head down and just kind of coast. Because I was good at that. I was small. I can blend in with the crowd. I just disappear. And I was happy that way. I like that. You know, I do have another nickname that I want to share with you guys. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Jeff is short for Jeffrey. I know. You're welcome. No, but my mom, she wanted to call me Jeff. She felt like that name was a kind name. For her, it was someone who was kind and who would help out people, who would be involved in the community. Jeff just sounded good to her. But after talking to some friends that were in the United States for a little bit longer than her, she settled for Jeffrey. On account it sounded professional, like a doctor or a lawyer, both of which I am not. I also have a Japanese name too. It's Tsuneyoshi. I actually can thank my grandpa for a part of that name as well. The Yoshi part is part of my grandpa, Zenichiro. The first part, Tsune, is a part of my parents' matchmaker, Mr. Yamamoto-san. And I like that name. I like my Japanese name, but obviously since we're in the United States, Tsuneyoshi can be a bit of a mouthful, and I also don't want to be referred to as Yoshi, you know, that's Mario. No, Jeffrey, please. Or just Jeff. But I want to share with you Jeff and how my mom and I knew that this name was perfect for me. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I was born 2 months premature, and when you're born that early, oh, you're exhausted. You gotta take a break, you gotta rest. I mean, I made a grand entrance. So they placed me in an incubator to keep me warm. And they placed me right next to my mom in the recovery room. And of course, being a mom, she's excited to see her kid. She wanted to check up on me. And so one morning, she creeps up to the incubator, and she looks over, she sees me, all 3 pounds, and says, "Yoshi, ohayo." I'm asleep. I'm sleeping. She tries again though. "Chibichan, ohayo." Nothing. But because she's a mom, she's going to try one more time. "Jeff!" Me and my mom, our eyes meet. She looks at me, I look at her. She smiles, I smile. She laughs, I laugh. She sighs, and I peed all over my mom. And that's how I knew Jeff was the perfect name. You see, you can't change how people see you, but you can certainly change how you see yourself. And I, in the beginning, wasn't a fan of Chibichan. I didn't want to see myself as someone small and cute. I wanted to be someone big and bold. But as I got older, I came to realize that that nickname, Chibichan, it came from a place of love, unconditional love from my grandpa. Because the moment he saw me, he knew that he wanted to love me and my brother. And his love, his unconditional love, and his spirit is still with me to this day. And for that, I am grateful.